Let's see. So we'll start at the beginning. The Knight of Swords. The Knight is motion. So it does look like something is requiring some motion, and that the sword is here. That makes me feel like you need to put some motion behind the words. So you may have had a lot of great ideas, have been interacting or interfacing with a lot of people, collecting information, but it does look like you need to put a little motion towards some of those great ideas. It does look like you're going a little bit backwards, so you may have to readjust some of those creative essence, but it does look like put some motion behind some of those words. That the words are great, but we need to put some motion to make, create that energy to move it forward and manifest it into the physical world. What crosses you is the 10. And this is the 10 of discs, and this can be family. So what it's feeling like is family maybe taking precedent over some of those great ideas that you've had. You may have had to regroup and go back a little bit in time, maybe not so much forward, to resolve some things that look like they're on the family. Discs can be money as well, so there may be more money going out to the family and not enough to start your project right now. Here in the Western Hemisphere, it is our holiday season. I know also around the world it's the holiday season, so that may just be what that indicates, is that you have to stop all that planning right now and kind of commit to the holidays, commit to the family and the motion. This is a 10, so it does look like it is the ending of all that, and then you can refocus on the projects that you want to do. But it does look like you're going to have to take a little break for the family thing, and this can be, money going out for family or home that was reallocated recently. The Page of Pentacles is here, and pages are messages. Pentacles can be money. Usually that's good news regarding money or material goods, worldly ambition of some kind. It is upside down, so it can mean that you've got some news about material goods or money that is maybe not so good, that you have to reallocate. It is right on top of all this, so that kind of goes along with that theme that, something may have come up that you were not planning on, and it doesn't look like it's just about the holidays. So it may be some monies that were going out that you were not aware of. It could be house taxes, could be a ticket that you forgot, bills that you forgot, but something has come up that kind of changed the focus. But it does look like it's only temporary. The World, the Empress, and the Hangman are towards the future, as well as the Moon. So that tells me that this is only a temporary situation. Keep going. I know that you have a lot of tenacity, Sagittarius, and you have a lot of determination. So this does feel like it's only a temporary setback. The Chariot is here. This can be traveling through in style. It can be finding balance. It is upside down, so it does feel like some things have to be put on the back burner that were being planned on. And it does look like maybe something happened in the 11th hour, that you are about ready to make this big shift, whether it's a new job, whether it's a new house, traveling. But it does look like something came up all of a sudden and has put your plans back a little bit. Don't give up the faith. It will get back on track. We have the Hierophant here, right side up, and the Chariot upside down. So it does feel like you may have to regroup. You might have to find some more balance, really just kind of check in with spirit. I truly believe everything happens for a reason. So this is not a big setback. It's just something that you have to deal with right now in the present time. The Queen of Swords is here. This can stand for a person. This can stand for an air sign. So that could be Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. If it does not stand for that, the Queens, they stand for the sword. She's an intuitive creature. She's mentally accurate. She's also has a keen intellect, and it's about communication as well. So you may need to communicate, Sagittarius, about some of these things that is happening to get the ball rolling. For the most part, it feels like trust your intuition. It does not feel like a person. It does feel like trusting your intuition, Sagittarius. And even though it's a queen, it doesn't necessarily depict gender. So it does feel like it's trusting yourself a little bit more. If it sounds hinky, it probably is. So please trust your intuitions. This is something over the present time. This may be somebody that is giving you false information. You feel it's false information. So trust yourself above any information that is coming to you, Sagittarius. It does look like you have your eye on the prize. It does look like you are able to figure out people pretty easily. So if it feels like jive, it is. But please trust your intuition. You have a keen sense of people and the ability to discern very well whether somebody is being honest or not. So it does look like that skill is being put into play right now, presently. The Hierophant is in the forefront here. It is the beginning, the motion of the future. And the Hierophant can stand for a lot of things. Symbolically, it can stand for religion. It can stand for marriage. It also can stand for the old ways that are kind of out of line. And it also can stand for connecting with the old traditions that we have. And, during this time at Christmas, solstice, holiday, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate, this could be just recreating that, for the kids, for yourself. It does bring a sense of joy and remembrance that is positive. So this does feel like it's more of remembering the past and honoring those that have gone before us, and incorporating new traditions with old traditions during these holiday times. The basis of all this is the Six of Swords, and this really feels like you're collecting information. You're collecting, collecting information, situations, talking to people. But it does feel like before you make a big decision or you make a big switch in life, that you need to float a little bit. Let somebody else drive the bus or the boat for a little bit while you float and you collect the information that you need before you make a big decision, Sagittarius. So this does look like kind of a negative card, but it really isn't. It just means hold your horses a little bit, collect more information. If this has not happened the way that you wanted to, there is a reason. So collect more information and figure out what are your challenges and what you need to do next. The 5 is here, and this, fives can be a little bit tumultuous. They usually stand for a disagreement, arguments. It can be a prickly situation. It is right next to the family card. So, a lot of us during the holidays, we go visit our families, even though it is not all that pleasant, and it may bring up some old stuff, but it does look like a little bit of arguments, disagreements, challenges on the verbal front, a little bit coming up in the future. And that's very, very typical during the holidays if Great Uncle Joe is a person you don't get along with and you have to see him once a year, now is that time. So it doesn't surprise me that the kind of challenging card would come up for you, Sagittarius. The moon is here. The moon card is here. And you have a lot of the higher cards. So that's wonderful. That means that you are moving some energy and that you've done a lot of your work over the last year. The moon is kind of our intrinsic side, our idea side, and taking things from the inside and moving them to the outside to manifest. The sun is right here, and that's new beginnings as well as the moon. So taking some of that energy, those great ideas, and moving them from the inside to the the outside looks like it's in order. I am feeling some energy around mother or a mother figure here. So there may be a conversation that you're currently having or will have with a mom or a mother figure. And it does look like one of growth and change. It does feel like some change around parental units are in order. And as our parents age, we must kind of pick up some slack for them, but it does feel like there is a shift with mother somewhere along the line towards the future. So it may be about her care, maybe about her medication, and it may be just about her participation in the upcoming events. But it does look like a conversation or a change will be happening with mom or a mother figure. The Hangman is here. It's the top. This is the culmination card. The Hangman, I just love this card. That is when we've truly learned our lessons and we're putting them into play. It's like life is the same life, but we are looking at it completely different from 180 degree. So you may have had some aha moments, released relationships, whether they're love relationships, sex relationships, friend relationships, but it does look like there was a shift in how you communicate and who is around you, and it feels like you have chosen wisely and that you have released some of those relationships that were really kind of detrimental and kind of holding you back. Either you were in a codependent type of relationship, or just doing too much, or helping a friend that was creating the same problem over and over again. It can even mean coming to an aha moment for yourself around addiction, around how you have proceeded in life. But it does look like that big change has already happened, and you're now trying to incorporate some of those big changes. But you really are looking at life a little bit more reasonably, shall we say, with a little more patience and kind of allowing life to unfold instead of the control stuff that a lot of fire signs have. But it does feel like you're learning to slow your roll a little bit, let things envelop, let things come to you, and see how they develop before you jump in there. But it does look like you've had a big epiphany, a big aha moment, and now you're embracing that change. And it does feel like it's a little calmer in your head and in your life. So releasing the things that didn't work for you does look like it's starting to pay off. Sweet Sag. The Empress is here on one side, the World is on the other, and the World, that is the that's kind of like the roulette card, like the fortune card, actually. What energy you put into things, you can get back up. But it does look like the World is in front of you. All these great changes that you have made that were super, super scary are bringing new opportunities to you. Could also be a new way of making money. But the World is opened up to you. Once you looked at the big picture, no longer narrowing your scope to this is just what I want, and allowing the universe to kind of bring choices to you instead of just being kind of committed just to one thing. It does look like you have broadened your scope, which will bring new and exciting things into your life. So it does feel like we'll have a lot more new opportunities for you, Sagittarius. The Empress is on the other side here, and the Empress is kind of the nurturing, the mama love card. It can stand for pregnancy for yourself or for someone around you. It also can take that seed, that idea of a seed, and nurture it and watch it grow and hold it in until it sprouts. So it doesn't have to be a physical pregnancy, but it does look like it's planting the seed of something new, nurturing it till it grows, and seeing what will happen. So it does look like, Sagittarius, that you have new endeavors, possibly a new way to make money. A new view could be moving or releasing a relationship or recommitting to a relationship. I don't see like the marriage card in here or the betrayal card. I don't see any of that stuff, but it does look like with this change of how you operate in the world with the Hangman has really brought new opportunities to you, and the world is open to you here. All right, Sagittarius, that is your general reading for the month of December. I will be back at the month of December. I am doing some traveling, so your January reading may come at the beginning of January. I'm going to try to get those done before I leave, but just in case I don't. Just wanted to give you a heads up. So we have successful funding. That kind of goes along with what's going on. You've reallocated some things. You're cleaning up some finances here and setting the stage to move forward in a new endeavor financially. Let go of guilt. So the first one is successful funding. Your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. So there's lots of stuff here about new ideas, and take a chance and, put your foot in the water and see what happens. Do not allow money concerns to prevent you from turning it into reality. Crowdfunding, partnerships, and other investments are available to help you. So broaden that scope again. If it's something that requires funding, just broaden that scope on how to create it. It's really about inclusion and not so much you can do it yourself. We know, Sagittarius, that you can do it yourself, but it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to broaden your scope. And with that World card here, broaden that scope even towards finances, asking for help, partnerships, opening up other ways of creation that maybe you haven't thought of before. Letting go of guilt. When you allow your light to shine brightly, you inspire others. Forgive yourself for what you think you've done or not done, and trust that God loves you unconditionally for who you are. Learn and grow from past mistakes instead of berating yourself for them. So you have learned a ton of stuff. So allow yourself to stretch and grow in that new space. And don't beat yourself up about the past. We cannot change the past, but you can change the future. So take all that kind of self-deprecating stuff and put it towards the future. Put it towards the new seeds of growth that you are creating.